Greetings everyone, welcome back to Lamech's Effects. I did say, if you asked, we would get to the Chronicles of Narnia and what happens if we race swap the characters, and here we are. But first, like and subscribe, and share this with others who would like to find hidden messages in movies. Now, let us begin. So, here's the situation. I said when I wrote the video for The Little Mermaid that changing the race of the characters changes the messages that are in the story. I said that I could show you how much race affects stories by changing the main characters in the Chronicles of Narnia to black people. The reason I said this is, depending on how many of the main characters I change and who I change, each change has a different meaning. However, before I show how adding black people to the story adds hidden messages, I must show the hidden messages that are there when there is no change. So, you have these 4 British children called the Pevensies. They sit in their house wondering about the situation with their father who is fighting in the Second World War. In any case, they stumble into a wardrobe and the world inside called Narnia. Now, you'll learn in later books, because this is actually the second book in the series, not the first, that Narnia is actually not a world. It is a country within an entire world. But that doesn't mean anything to you with your current level of knowledge, so moving on. Anyway, they must combat an evil queen called the White Witch. The reason is she rules over Narnia. However, the Pevensies are the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve. As such, they are the true rulers of the land. Therefore, their very existence threatens her rulership. Together with a powerful talking lion named Aslan, they defeat the White Witch. Now they can fulfill the prophecy to bring peace to the land or something, I forgot, when 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve sit on the 4 thrones of Narnia. Now, the reason I wanted to alter the story of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the symbolism is elementary, meaning it's easy to understand, even for a child. And if you don't understand, who sits on the throne? The sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve, right? Where is the only story that talks about Adam and Eve anywhere? The Bible. Every time someone says this, he's always referencing the Bible, obviously. So this is Christianity. Everyone knows this. Narnia is supposed to be heaven. The White Witch is a devil. Aslan is supposed to be Jesus. Wait. Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. If you didn't know, Jesus outright says in another scripture that he is the root and offspring of David. So, the Lion of Judah, who is the root of David, is obviously Jesus. So again, it is obvious. But I do have a question. If Aslan is Jesus, the witch is a devil, and Narnia is heaven, what are the Pevensies? Now that is where the deep stuff comes in. So, why do the Pevensies get to sit on the throne? Because they are the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve, right? So, by that logic, who else can sit on the throne? Everyone, right? Everyone comes from Adam and Eve, so everyone and anyone can be on the throne. So, who do the Pevensies represent? Everyone. How? How do they represent everyone? I mean, really think about it. Is everyone on the throne? What race are the 4 Pevensies? That doesn't look like everyone to me. Or even more than one. It's only Caucasians. And before you say, oh, it's Britain, there's not a lot of racial diversity back then. Listen, this is fiction. The author could have made up any reason to add other races. But even still, when did the story take place? World War II. Even if there wasn't a lot of racial diversity, there were at least black people. Adding at least them would work, since during that time, black people fought in the war to earn equality. So, including them would have been symbolic. But no, only Caucasians can sit on the throne of heaven. All other people are, animals or half-human creatures that are meant to serve them. Heck, since there are literally 4 thrones, that means the author could have put 4 different races up there at random. But he didn't. So it's a story that says it's for everyone, but when you really look at it, it's really for everyone to let Caucasians rule over them. Now some of you think, this is wrong, that's racist, but that's Christianity. Oh, are you surprised? Yes, this is what Christianity is all about. Sounds strange coming from a person who includes the Bible in literally every video and tells people to listen to it, right? Even one of my viewers accused me of preaching Christianity. However, Christianity and Christian are not the same thing. They're as different as night and day. I have to explain myself, don't I? Oh man. So Christianity did not start with Jesus Christ. Actually, the basic tenets of Christianity started with the Greeks. So here is 2 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Let me explain this one people thing. What does Catholic mean? Diverse, broad, liberal, tolerant, all-inclusive, all-embracing. In other words, everyone should be one people. So we are reading the origin of Catholicism around 200 BC. And what is the basic tenet of Catholicism? Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So the basic tenet is that everyone should leave their religious laws. After all, how can two walk together unless they agreed? They needed to leave their religion in order for everyone to be one. Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. So, even though it sounds like it's against religion, this is really King Antiochus' religion. What's the religion called? Hellenism. Everyone should give up their own religion and be like the Greeks. It's important to note that this is really just an attack against the Israelites because everyone had the same laws. Everyone had sun gods and moon gods and war gods and a god for every emotional feeling. Everyone had orgies and sacrificed their babies to their gods. So to leave your religion just to practice a Greek version of it is nothing. The Israelites were the only ones with a different set of laws. So King Antiochus was acting like he was all accepting when really he was just being racist. And the Grecians killed anyone practicing the biblical laws. That's 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verses 8 and 9. Yes, that is where it shows the Grecians murdered any Jew or Israelite practicing biblical law. So what is Hellenism? Leave your religion and follow the Caucasian as your king, as your god. Oh, and by the way, no laws. Now, Catholicism. Catholicism was created by the Roman Emperor Constantine in around, 300 AD? And he had the bright idea that he would become a Christian because he had a dream that, get this, he would rule the world with the cross. A Caucasian thinking about ruling the world under the guise of an all-inclusive religion. How about that? And guess what? No laws. So anyone who thought, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not bear false witness, all those were brutally murdered because Constantine fancied himself a god who can judge all those who dared keep the Old Testament. And what was that, around 400 years after Antiochus and the Maccabees? Well, let's jump over 1,000 years later, the 1400s, and nothing changes. Now, Pope Alexander VI commissions a painting of his nephew, Cesare Borgia, to be the face of Jesus Christ. And anyone who doesn't accept this image should die. Sounds familiar. Not only that, he is a Catholic, so he should be all loving, all accepting, right? But he wrote the Papal Bull, a document that allows Catholics to murder people in Africa and the Americas. Then, when they were done, they told the Africans and Native Americans to be all loving, all accepting, and, most importantly, all forgiving. Thus, Christianity was born. Because if these brown people are Catholic, they will think it's a sin to fight for their land. They would need to forgive and be Christian. Be the kind of people the ones who brought the religion never were to them. Also, don't try to keep the law, because apparently the king of their religion did away with laws. That sounds familiar. In other words, the Christians said they were all-inclusive, but that was really just a tool to make other people all right with Caucasians ruling over everyone. So, one of the basic categories of Christianity is, it says it's for everyone, when really a few Caucasians rule everything. Now, some of you think I'm making too much of a big deal over a movie. Some of you are angry, but only at the movie and the author for this racism. But I tell you, it's not just the movie. Question, what does democratic mean? It means the people rule. So who rules? Everyone, right? What about Republican? Oh snap, it also means the people rule. I thought they were different, but they're exactly the same. And in both cases, does everyone rule like these parties say they do? And if you think so, who chooses the president? Actually, it's not you. The Electoral College does. So they say it's for everyone, but really only a few Caucasians get to choose what goes on in government. Who gets set up to preside over their people? Now, if you're still asleep, let me make the connection. That means democracy is its own religion, the religion of Hellenism. So, for all you atheists who thought you were against institutionalized religion, well, apparently not. So, some of you are thinking, that's why I'll be like my ancestors and choose what? Socialism, right? Well, socialism also means everyone owns everything. But I dare you to ask Ukraine and Russia how socialism and communism benefited other races. Some black people are facing racism in Ukraine right now. They just want to escape the war, but Ukrainians won't let them on the train. I thought everyone had a fair shake. When everything's good, no one wants you to come. When everything's bad, no one wants you to leave. So the point is, no matter what you touch, if Caucasians are involved, you will find Christianity. It's literally everywhere. In your schools, in your government, in your movies, it's everywhere. So, what's the moral to this story? Meaning, what is the theme of my presentation? What is it that I'm trying to teach you? The answer is, be careful what you watch. Remember this term, illusory truth. It means if you're told something over and over and over again, even if it is not true, you will start to believe it. So, Christianity is in your church, in your movies, in your schools, and in your government. You see it all the time, even if no one says so directly. That is called subliminal messaging. And even if no one points it out, because it's always there, you start to believe it. And the best part is, even though I mentioned all this history, I didn't have to. If you watch the movie, it's in your face. The Chronicles of Narnia says the throne is for everyone who is human, but refuses to put any other race on any of them. Now, after all this, some of you are thinking, this story is racist. There needs to be more diversity, more representation, not just a character, but someone to sit on the throne as an equal. Okay, so we're going to add one black person to sit on the throne and see what happens next time on Lamech's Effects.